I grew up with this broken skyline. The muted colors and the way the light falls. It's Dunwall, but it's not. Have I changed, or does everything just look different when you're not wearing a crown? Whatever grand scheme you've got underway now, Delilah, you were smart when you stole this place from me. You knew who among my people to corrupt, and you took away my strongest ally, my father. But you didn't know me. You only saw a sheltered princess. You never thought I'd fight back. You don't know me, Delilah, but you will.
But was it really necessary to cut all the throats between Karnaca and Dunwall? So here we are at the end. How will our outcast Empress fare against her own home, turned against her? I am old and tired. It's hard to remember the man I was 2 decades ago, much less 5 or 6. It follows an old logic. Delilah's view is warped because in her mind, she's at the center of all things. I can smell smoke on the wind coming from inland. Rarely a good sign. How has all this changed, young Emily? She has so many years left to weather. Megan can't see the genius in Delilah's paintings. I'm dealing with a blind woman. How does she even steer this boat? Remarkable what Delilah's accomplished, coming from such a background, taking the throne. At least the situation with the Duke is behind us. Let's not forget that small detail in all this. Drunken despot. I doubt my apartment on Caldwell's Bridge is as I left it. When this is over, I might visit the Academy of Natural Philosophy and shock them all. Assuming it still stands. Now that we're here, I suppose you know where to go and what to do. You've killed a legion, so what's one more?
If anyone deserves it, it's Delilah. She's got so much to answer for.
At my age, I've come to distrust words like deserve. As I've told you, I knew her long ago. Badly wounded, deep at her center, but cunning, and looking for a way to pull herself up. Perhaps more than anything, Delilah had a talent for imagining the world as a better place. If only that could have been channeled towards something less twisted.
It's probably too late to dwell on regrets.
Everyone feels some regret, atop a long line. Mine is now chiefly that I'm out of time. Take care of yourself.
Goodbye, Anton.
Megan is waiting for you on the deck outside. She seemed cagey earlier, even more than usual. I suppose you did the best you could. Or I'll let myself believe that at least. Good luck with Delilah. I fear for the Empire if you fail. Remember, the people of the city might have endured a great deal since you were driven from Dunwall. Desperate times. I've got maybe one more chapter left in my own tale. Hopefully a chapter set next to a roaring fire in Tivia. Toppling the Duke must give you a sense of peace. Maybe a better day will be born of it. It would be interesting to study why the bloodflies have never taken hold here. Time. If I only had more time. Goodbye, Emily. I suspect I'll not see you again.
All right, Aunt Delilah. Let's see what you've done with my palace. Sir Konos has a better duke now, even if no one else knows it. Home at last. It feels like another lifetime living in the tower.
Still aboard this creaking thing that Megan calls a boat. Anton Sokolov, once the designer of mighty ships, thrown against the malevolent ocean and large enough to heave the great leviathans aboard, thrashing and spilling their life's blood across the decks. Majestic ships, swift with luxurious cabins, fit for an empress. Where are those vessels now? They're far too important to carry an old man like me. I've been abandoned by my own creations. But maybe that's the way it should be. Haven't I been cruel, selfish? Perhaps I should be forgotten, consigned to the junk heap. Maybe I should die at last. And there's a chance I will on this final escapade. To Dunwall, then. We'll see what's left of me.
And back alleys. Killers fighting over thrones. What does it matter? Screw it. I'll keep my own counsel. I don't owe anybody anything. Same old Dunwall. Smoke and garbage and rats. All those aristocrats. For anyone to live like that, 100 others have to live in filth. Soon, the moment of truth. Hey, there you are. I wanted a chance to talk. I made a vow I wouldn't come back here. And that's twice I've broken it for you. I wonder what Delilah's thinking. She must be aware that things have changed in Karnaca. The Duke deserved what he got. Too bad it didn't happen years ago. There was a time I could find my way across these roofs blindfolded. I won a lot of drinks from people who said I couldn't.
Megan, I'm taking the skiff. I want to go to Dunwall Tower alone.
All right. Do you know how you're going to kill Delilah? If you leave her alive, she'll come for you sooner or later.
I'll do whatever's necessary. No one takes what's mine.
Just make sure you don't hesitate. Delilah's dangerous.
You don't have to worry about that.
Delilah's a mad dog. She tore out a piece of her soul to get her way. What else do you need to hear? Want some advice? Don't get your throat cut. Remember, even if you pull off whatever trick you're planning for Delilah, she won't be easy to beat. I'm glad Sokolov was awake to say goodbye. How is it the old man cured the plague all those years ago, but can't eat without getting food on his shirt? In my time here, the Dunwall City Watch was just a bunch of drunkards and layabouts. No wonder half of them turned on you. Goodbye, Emily.
No one will ever know exactly what it took to save Emily Caldwin from a living death as Delilah's puppet. No one except the outsider, who watches everything and thinks his own dark thoughts and speaks to few in any generation. I've learned that our choices always matter. To someone. Somewhere. And sooner or later, in ways we can't always fathom, the consequences come back to us. I came from Serkonos to Dunwall as a boy. Made my living as a killer. One of the few who've heard the outsider's voice. I murdered an empress, but saved her daughter, who will one day rule the Empire. Those were my choices. I'm ready for what comes.
She's gone. If old Samuel could see me now.
Take me to Dunwall Tower. Bring me back to the cage of my own chest.
Oh, I will. Delilah will be made mortal again.
You let your mother slip into oblivion. Do you know where my mother's resting? In a child's coffin, her skinny legs tucked beneath her, because I couldn't afford proper burial, while my father rests in the Imperial crypt.
You're lying.
You still can't accept it for the girl. Your father was born a nobody. I inhabit your mother's heart, and my body walks the halls of your crumbling palace and sleeps between your sheets.
If I learned anything in Karnaca, it's that you only deserve to keep your throne if you're ready to roll out a red carpet of blood before it. We'll be face to face soon, and I'll end you, Delilah.
our only family. There are marks on our flesh, made by the knife of Dunwall. Cursed Daud who hides in the world and breathes still. Soon I will dream the dream of a new world, and all will change. Every time you drew your blade, a part of her died, as black as polished onyx as he marked her flesh. My flesh. It was 1831. He came to her, to me, to us. Said we could change it all and make the world right. I plotted to steal your face, then your throne. You'll never know how close I came back then. Your father stands in my throne room, a statue of cold stone. 6 came over the walls and dragged you from your mother's corpse. 2 are still alive.
All the shops in the district shuttered. This place still might be your best bet.
I take a risk just having the goods delivered.
Sorry, I got places to be. Stay safe in the streets.
Step up and see what I've got. Let's see. I have some upgrade plans for your gear. I'll take that deal. You won't regret it. Glad we could do business. Everyone has to make a living, right? My door's always open.
After sparrows 3 times call, after gold dust 3 times fall, come, maiden, mistress, mouse and hen, come, fisher fun, frog and wren. the monarch decreed to them below. Up on a spike, they perched his head, cursed his name, burned his stead. Hush up, and don't be afraid. Mama will sing through all the night. Many an hour before morning sun. Don't dream of horror yet to come.
Over. Oh, but you hit 3 and I've only hit 1. I might have to practice on every building on this street.
Why not? No one to stop us from tearing up everything in the city.
My dear old dad says that Emmett Lark built this place.
Oh, who cares who built it? Old Lady Grithers lived here when I was growing up. She's gone now, trampled underfoot in one of those riots.
That's a bad way to go.
The trick is to die in bed, belly full of whiskey. That's how I'm gonna go out. You watch.
No, I'm thinking it's a belly full of stab wounds for you, throwing up blood in an alley.
The Dunwall Tower? By the gates.
Yeah, after the big fight between those overseer hard asses and Delilah's girls.
Are we gonna put it back together? Make it work?
Yeah, dumbass. Because you just spent 6 years at the Academy of Natural Philosophy.
Hey, screw you.
Don't lose your shit over a joke, Daniel. We're gonna sell it. Must be worth a lot of coin. We'll have to get this thing onto a boat. No one buying in Dunwall right now.
It's not such a crazy idea. Get it working again. Put a hat on it.
Maybe the Academy want it. They're laying low because of Delilah.
If the Hatters had one of those things, people would perk up. That thing could whoop ass in a back alley fight.
Gotta play this just right. No one needs to know we found it.
This part of the city's a graveyard. I don't know whether to run or settle in. Maybe it's time to head back to Poolwick. Show those lubbers who's who.
There's poison here.
Thought things might get good with the new Empress, but now no one's even got much to rob.
I could put a spike through his heart. But his eyes, I see them in my mind. The muscles in his back. Every time I have him between my legs, it's all I can think about for days. I've never seen a man with hips like his, but he's going to pay for making me wait.
It's here. I can smell money. Check behind the paintings.
The air was poison.
If there's no safe, then we walk out empty-handed. That's gonna piss me off.
Ever since shit fell apart, this district's like a gold mine for guys like us.
She's been sleeping badly for the last couple of weeks. Because that piece of her you were carrying around has been calling out, begging her to take it back. She feels the same craving, but she'll fight to the death to stop you from putting her spirit back where it belongs. You were careful in Karnaca. Let's see how that serves you in the tower where you were born. Delilah's got the throne, and she's got your father. But now, she's got a secret as well.
To the people of Dunwall, cowering in the ruins of our great city, hiding in the shadow of the tower where I was born, your rightful Empress has returned, and I will expend my last breath ending Delilah's reign. She will pay dearly for what she has done. On this I swear.
Delilah. That's a shame.
When the food runs out, I'll make my way over to the South Bank. Maybe better over there. Hello? Please, I don't have much. Just tell me what you want, stranger. Who are you?
I'm not a friend to your new Empress, Delilah.
Thank the stars for that. I've been hiding here since the coup. Worked in the carriage rails before things went to pieces.
I've been in Karnaca for over a month. What can you tell me?
At first, there was fighting. Delilah's bunch against those in the city watch who were still loyal. People tried to barricade the streets, to put up a wall around the tower. Eventually, the overseers came down, led by the High Overseer himself. They fought against Delilah's witches. That's the only word for them. But I haven't seen an overseer in a while now.
Anything else?
There was rioting over food, but people have fled the district mostly. Not long ago, someone came by in the dead of the night, pushing a carriage toward the tower. Looked like bones, maybe from a whaling slaughterhouse. No idea why Delilah would want that.
Thanks for what you've told me. Stay hidden for a few more days. Maybe things will get better after that.
Your Majesty, you're alive. It's been almost 2 months, hasn't it?
I've been down in Karnaca trying to figure out how all this happened, with Delilah and the Duke of Serkonos.
And were you successful? Things are a mess here.
I know how to beat Delilah now. I'm going to retake my throne and find a way to help my father.
That's the best news I've heard in a long while. You'll have my support. Whatever you need, just ask.
Once it's safe, just tell the public what happened. If I come out on top, I'll invite you to Dunwall Tower to conduct an interview.
Good luck at Dunwall Tower. The people of the district have fled. Everyone's afraid of Delilah and her followers. Whatever comes next will be written down in the history of the Empire, assuming we've still got an empire come tomorrow.
Come in, my friend. I like how you spend.
Ah, you want blueprints for better weaponry.
You won't regret it. Come back next time you need something.
I take a risk just having the goods delivered.
I never thought I'd be trying to infiltrate the tower to kill an Empress.
You! Come talk to me. Look at all this. It tells a story, but there's more. I don't have much time left, stranger. I saw the High Overseer fall. All is lost. Leave this place.
The Abbey assaulted the tower?
Somehow we were overcome. Not just Delilah's sorcerers and their gravehounds, but mechanical men. Automated soldiers. The ancient music was useless against them.
Rest now. But know that I'm going to end Delilah's reign. I swear it.
At death's door, I smell the corruption of the void upon you. A heretic against a heretic. Laughable. The world is doomed. I've done what I could, served the Abbey the best I was able. The strictures are written across my heart. I wish I could have protected the High Overseer.
This must be Delilah's doing.
Make the pigments block the wind. Fingers stained blue and brush. Conjure rainbows for her brush. Ancient mud and stinking clay. Yellow dyes for golden day. 6 hands sift and 6 hands blend. Make the pigments block the wind. Fingers stained blue and blush. Conjure rainbows for her brush. A moment. New painting. Yes, tell us what you know. I only heard a bit. Our Empress Delilah's eyes burning bright. She's keen for this one. The world. The world as I want it. The world as I dreamed it was. Only notes, Regina. She only settles on a name when it's all done and dry on the canvas.
Dry on a canvas of linen made of hand-harvested flax, with the seeds winnowed under a blood moon.
The Gravehound magic, didn't you? I did. Those poor dead overseers gave up their precious hounds, and I raised a pack of them. They're down under the bridge.
Few in the Coven can do that. Delilah will be pleased.
That's the hope I keep in my pockets.
After the fight with the overseers at the main gate, some of us put down the rest of the dogs. And I dragged a few away and kept them for myself. When the moon showed its proper face, I made ready. The first couple were all mixed up. Too many legs and too many eyes. Then they tore each other apart.
But eventually you got it right.
Yes, just before dawn. And I love them. They're just perfect.
Why am I always the one who has to gather moss under a full moon? Seems like whenever it involves missing sleep, they owe...
Seems every time I turn around, there's another commotion.
Dorothy dear, is that a ship I see in the mist?
It shouldn't be. No one's been coming up the Wrenhaven of late.
Never mind then. Maybe it's a drift.
Servant.
Delilah's hatred for my mother knows no end. Mother, I wish we could talk just one more time.
algae is all dried out, but that makes it easier to collect. Less messy. You can still smell it.
How much of the algae does our Lady Delilah want? And what's it for? Tell me. I won't let the secret slip.
She just needs a bit, and if you promise to keep your tongue in your head, I'll tell you. It's part of her new undertaking. A painting to end all paintings, she says. Some great new magics she's concocting.
After taking Dunwall Tower itself, what more could our mistress want?
Delilah wants the whole world, love. The seas around it and the stars above it. We all need to be a hot guard. Her face when I told her she was going to die.
Let me come closer. Let me feel it.
I'll have to reach the security room to restore electricity to the tower and get the elevator working.
But a few days ago, she was spending all her time in that bleak little overseer chapel. What's afoot? What's she working on?
She probably found it funny, using the chapel as a studio, mixing pigments where those fools used to preach their nonsense. But she moved to the throne room when she was ready to start her new painting.
Always exciting when she starts to sculpt or paint.
Yes, but this one is special. Delilah says it's going to change everything, the world and all the spheres beyond. Go sneak a peek of it, if you dare.
If Delilah's in the throne room, I can use the elevator to reach her. The High Overseer.
So here we are, where my dear lying half-sister Jessamine and I played as children. Where your mother bedded your father, then gave birth to you. Where she was murdered by Daud and his black-hearted crew. The place that ruined both our lives.
You have a twisted view of the world, and I have no idea whether you're telling the truth or not. But it doesn't matter.
You idiot. You don't eat hagfish with a small fork. What low-born family brought a miserable oaf like you into this world?
Sorry, madam. I was never taught the right and proper ways of the aristocracy.
We don't tolerate your kind here in Dunwall Tower. Only the finest among the gentlefolk dine at this banquet table. And sit up straight.
Yes, ma'am.
You two street tramps wouldn't know proper etiquette if it bit you in the ass.
Such vulgar language. I'm shocked.
Yes. If I faint, one of you could be kind and catch me before I bang my head on the polished boards of this well-crafted floor.
Anna, what is etiquette really? Another form of control. Just a choke chain around our pretty necks.
No, there's where your ignorance shows. Etiquette is a weapon. A source of power for those who know how to wield it.
No wonder this place is so gloomy with dinner conversation like this. Why don't we change the subject and discuss something more pleasant, like lawn tennis or embroidery?
I need more wine.
1,000 rotations. Reintroducing graphite. Play back for execution of foe. Combatant executed. Play back for combat entering combat state. Displays if someone eludes the machine. Playback indicates lost enemy. Combat. The machine has lost its quarry. The machine has entered combat. Enemy evasion successful. Quarry lost. Litton detached. Combat Protocol 8. Combat Protocol 8. Okay, trigger exploration grid.
I thought you, of all people, would understand. Those nights as a girl in the Hound Pit's pub, didn't you dream of getting this crown back? It was stolen from me first, even before you came into the world.
There's suffering across the face of the world, but I was born under rare stars. I know I'm far luckier than most, Delilah. None of that excuses the destruction in your wake.
adore the sound they make hitting bottom. So delicate, so fine.
The old woman we pushed off the roof cared more about these dishes than she did her own rotten bones. She begged us not to break anything else.
Oh, please, not that one. It's over 100 years old.
No, that belonged to Emperor Yuhorn Jacob Caldwin. It was a wedding gift.
The older it is, the more exciting to smash, I say.
Yes. Why is that, I wonder? Another mystery.
Like a man, but not like a man.
Oil runs through its veins, rendered from the fat of leviathans from the deep, icy waters.
It has nothing to do with our mistress's magic. Not touched by the void at all. Could we make one of bones, I wonder? Like the grave hounds.
Delilah could, with Brianna's help. She was always oh so clever with the bones of things.
Yes, but Brianna's cut off from Delilah's magic now. There's room for another of us to become her favorite.
We should make a man of bones to win her favor. With Jindosh's mind turned to mush, his clockwork toys won't last forever.
Extra diagnostic playback loop.
Something's up. Just when I thought I might relax a little. Isn't that always the way?
Make a note. Remove this playback after the final field test. The machine is experiencing uncertainty. The machine...
Now isn't...
The elevator to the throne room.
Smell burning grease on the air, sister.
Could this be our mistress? Also the tower machinery.
The belly rumble of machines digesting oils from the great leviathans of the deep.
We should see who tampers with the dead metal things.
Why is there a tree in the middle of the chapel?
It worked. I painted the chapel, but added a tree to the painting. After arranging the runes across the chair, both pure and corrupted, I was able to transpose the chapel made of paint with the one made of stone. With more runes, I should be able to do the same to all the Empire. This will be my greatest undertaking, transposing my painting. The world as it should be, with this wretched dung heap we're all born into. At last, all will be made proper and good.
Delilah's working on something terrible, but I might be able to sabotage it. By crafting more corrupt runes, I could disrupt Delilah's painting.
You've grown so wise, young niece. But remember, you're a woman with power. Someone will always try to shut you up or burn you to cinders.
The machine is experiencing uncertainty.
That clockwork thing is still out there somewhere. Got to listen for it coming. I'll need to slip away for food soon. So risky, the way those malevolent hags come and go. I hope Milford got free. How long has he been the maintenance engineer for the tower? 15, 20 years at least. He deserves better than whatever this is. We all do. Please don't tell anyone I'm here. I've been in here keeping quiet since this all happened.
Your secret's safe with me. What have you seen or heard?
After the coup, there was more fighting between the Duke's traitors and the members of the Watch still loyal to the old Empress. Then there was a party for Delilah, just before the Duke returned to Serkonis. At some point, the Overseers staged an assault, but it went badly.
Anything else?
Apparently, Delilah's been working in the Abbey Chapel, preparing something. If you're crazy enough to want to find her, look there, or in the throne room. She and the Duke were talking about a painting.
Take care of yourself. My hope is that you won't have to hide much longer.
I hope you're right. 3 of us hid here. Genevieve got caught, then Morgan. Now it's just me. Good luck with whatever you're going to try. If you don't succeed, I'll wait a couple of days, then try to leave in the early morning. I'd give anything to have things back the way they were, before Delilah showed up and everything went to shit.
Increasing oil tank temperature.
I don't like this cold light. Light from the dead machines.
The machine has completed another full instruction set.
Did I? Oh! Ah!
Just when I thought I might...
When this plays, check central rotor. Playback indicates lost enemy.
It makes me furious seeing the tower like this.
What's this then? Did you grow up in the country, dear? Out in the sticks? It's an audiograph machine. But what's it for? It enables important people to record their voices. A prince's order for war, a matron's business instructions, or a lover's hungry words dripping with honey. Even the final thoughts of one lost in despair before jumping from a bridge.
So now my voice will live on, even after I'm dead and gone.
Mother's old secret chamber is connected to my safe room, which leads up to the throne room.
You will take me back and die at my hands.
Is this Ramsay? Whoa.
Closer. You must get near her. You're too far away. It hurts to be so near. Take me closer. Take me there. Take me home. This separation must end. You're off the mark. Point me at her. Show me. Show me. Oh, Delilah. No one loves you as I do.
What has Delilah done to my throne? Father?
Lotano. The Whalebone always whispered behind his back. Are you sure he can be made flesh again? Maybe he'll be like this for all the years you have left. The great and mighty royal protector. Helpless now, and beaten. How many times has his blade fallen? How many times has it been withheld? He loves you. I can feel it even now. It fills me with rage. Muscled shoulders and thick thighs. But you don't want to hear that, do you, girl? Your father was better to you than mine was to me. But he's still a liar at heart. A sorcerer. What other secrets did he and your mother keep, I wonder? Point me at her.
If I change the number of corrupt runes attached to the throne, it should turn Delilah's painting against her.
At last, I've waited for this moment here in my tower. So now I will complete my great painting. I will make the world as it should be. And there's no place in it for you. Long live Delilah Caldwin, first of her reign.
Follow me, dear Emily, and see how I will reshape all things.
So this is the world she dreams about. If I put Delilah on the throne, the painting should trap her in her own fantasy world. You wanted to rule a world of your own, Delilah. So be it.
No idea what you've done. This is everything I wanted. I see it all. I've won. Now what's always been marred and distorted will be perfect.
Let's sit down. I'll explain it all.
And so a man born with the face of the Duke quietly slipped into Karnaka's highest seat, enjoying all the pleasures of the Grand Palace. No one noticed the change, and if they did, they didn't dare mention it. In Dunwall, without ever realizing it, Delilah was trapped in an imagined world where her father's lies were undone and her subjects would bow to her forever, as she sailed into war with a great armada and trekked across the Pandician wastes. While in the true capital, Emily the Vengeful rooted out the last of those who had betrayed her and ruled over her empire with Corvo Atano by her side. In his day, Anton Sokolov lit the fires of industry, starting a great consuming blaze at the heart of the empire. He saw his machines used for war and oppression, watching the powerful crush those beneath them. Leaving Dunwall for the last time, he turned to the cold north, his energy spent at last, only an echo of the man he'd aspired to be. There are things that never change, no matter how hard you try. Questions you must answer. As Megan Foster faded from the world, Billy Lurk stepped from her shadow, setting out to discover her truest self, and seeking the closest thing she'd ever known to family.
On the sands of sweet Serkonos did we bathe in the sun, sharing grapes from Culero when you were the only one.
On the streets of Karnaka, I met you long ago, when the city was so peaceful and the bay seemed to glow.
We danced and sang until the early ships sailed, and when morning bells rang, only then we exhaled. Now the sands of Serkonos, they're burning in the sun.
And the grapes from Colero are withered and finally done.
Now we cower in the alleys of streets where we did stroll, while the Duke claims our riches and his firing squads patrol. We run and hide until the evening ships sail. When the night is black, only then we exhale. So meet me in the shadows, bring your sweetest grapes. We'll slip on to a whaler